Good afternoon. It's been a crazy day today. So, yeah, been getting some feedback, and I'm not really sure how this is going to go today. So I don't really have a title for you because of a couple of things. But, so the first part is I talked yesterday a bit about about gentlemen who are just not that into you, and that kind of annoyed some people, which don't really care. The thing is this. I'm not speaking about all people. I'm not speaking about all situations. Of course, there are always going to be different outcomes to different circumstances. That's clear. What I'm saying is that when we're making excuses for people's behavior, that's when it becomes a problem, right? The goal in life is to always be true to who you are and what, who you feel you're called to be and who you're supposed to be. And so for me, I'm always going to be true to who I am. That's just a part of who I am. I have to do what works for me in every sense of the word, even if it costs me things. You know what I mean? I've talked to you guys a bit about my personal relationships, and there was a special guy who was in. The special guy is just a name for him. It doesn't mean. That's just a anonymous name for him. I don't want to call him by name, and he's not currently a special guy. But I don't want to put a name out there, so we just call him special guy. So, people show you who they are, and you have to believe people when they show you who they are. People can say all kinds of things and tell you all kinds of things, and I'm the girl who, I told you before, believes in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th chances, right? That's just who I am. So when somebody says, but Teresa, you're not giving me an opportunity to explain myself, I'm super nice in that way because I know that I've screwed up. Period. I know I've screwed up. And so if I know that I've screwed up and I go back to somebody and say, hey, you know what, I screwed up, can we revisit this? Can we talk about this? Can we work on this? It's because I genuinely want to work on something. It's not because I'm trying to play games or I'm bored today and I just feel like doing something. That's just not what this is about at all. For me, there are a couple of themes in my life that keep coming up over and over and over again. And part of it is because I've grown. And as I've grown, I think about things of the past where I think, maybe now that I'm in a different mind space, we can talk about this. Or maybe, since I've grown, maybe they've grown too. And maybe, we need to revisit that type of situation. I think the best example for my life for that situation would be my daughter's father. Because when I met him, I wasn't in a good place. I was coming out of a marriage, and it wasn't a nasty marriage, but it was a dirty situation. And my first marriage ended really badly, and we fought all the time, and everything was his, nothing was mine. It was, he was like, that's mine, and this is mine, and that's mine, and I literally walked away from that marriage with nothing but my son. I didn't take any furniture or anything financial, or I just left with my clothes, my personal effects, and my son. And that was good enough for me. The second marriage, between the first and the second marriage, I built a house. I made a home. Filled it with furniture and had a life. And I met the second guy, and we rushed into a marriage, and we turned around 6 months later and separated and rushed into a divorce. And as we were in the process of starting that divorce, some things happened where he was like doing crazy things. Like, I remember he stole my car one time. I went to leave to go actually I was gonna go visit the special guy in prison. And I went to go to get my car, and my car was gone, and I couldn't find my car and didn't know where my car was, and reported it stolen because my garage was wide open and I had no car. It took me a few hours to realize I didn't have any car keys either, but it didn't even dawn on me that it could have been someone I know. And unbeknownst to me, my second ex-husband came into my house after we were no longer together, while I was sleeping, took my car keys, took my car, and left. Decided to go for a joyride. I don't know where he went or what he was doing, but I had no clue that he had my car. So, crazy life. Fast forward, he and I split up, bunch of drama involved there, and I was over it. I was totally over that situation. I was over the marriage, I was over him, I was over the relation, I was over everything. So then I meet this guy, and he's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And oh, did I know he was in trouble. He was trouble for me from day one, because he just was too fine. Any guy that's like fine, ugh. I don't know that I want to find a guy ever again. The man is beautiful, in my opinion, and maybe that's just me, but he's a beautiful man. And so, yeah, he could just melt my heart in a second, and I remember that night, we were dancing and talking, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do this, because I just knew you're going to get me in so much trouble. He goes, why do you think I'm going to get you in trouble? And I'm like, you're trouble. You're the kind of guy my mom warned me about. I gotta get away from you. Funny thing was he asked me that night, and I remember the moon was out, we're outside of the car, we're getting ready to leave, and he leans in and he says, can I kiss you? Yeah, you sure can. And I hope you never stop. He and I had a lot of fun. There were times, I remember when fast forward a few years, he was so romantic. There were things that he would just do that it would just like, take my breath away so many times in so many ways. But this one particular time, my power was out. Like, we had a snowstorm, and there was no power in the neighborhood anywhere, and he had called me, and I was like, I'm over here in the cold, and it's freezing, and there's no power, and he was like, I'm gonna come get you, and whatever. So he came over, and I didn't want to leave because the kids were asleep, and everybody was in the house, right? Everybody was asleep, and it was like middle of the night, and so I couldn't go anywhere, but the kids were sound asleep, and we have no power, right? So we're sitting in the driveway, and we're talking, and the heater's on in the car, and we're staying warm, and we're talking, and this song comes on, and he's like, dance with me. He was like that. So we jump out of the car in the snow, and we danced in the driveway in the light of his headlights. So cute and cheesy, but there are just little things about him that just stand out. Moments, where it's like, God, I really, really, really love that guy. I will always really love that guy. And I know that I shared that the special guy from before always had a thread woven into every relationship that I ever had, and that's true. It's very true. But my daughter's father was also a vein. So, yeah, that was always a problem. Any guy that I met after him didn't hold a candle. I don't know that they ever will. We were young, and we were naive, and we had fun, and we loved deeply, very deeply. We had a lot of fun together. He and I were genuinely friends. We laughed together. Oh my God, we laughed. I remember he got this no, it was a yellow tie. And he was always trying to wear this yellow tie to work. Always. Yellow tie, this yellow tie. Every day. You think this would work? No, babe, sorry. Every day. You think this will work? No, babe. And every day he'd pull out this yellow tie and hold it up and try to make it fit. He would buy new shirts, come home with new shirts. I mean, I'm telling you, every day for months, this guy tried to wear this yellow tie. And he'd hold it up and he'd go, no, that's not it, right? That's not going to work. And I'd be like, sorry. And he tried, and he tried, and he tried, and he tried. Oh, he tried to make this specific color of yellow tie, whatever color it was, to match what he had. And we went round and round and round. And this went on for like 5 months. He's trying to match a yellow tie to every shirt he could possibly find. And I remember one day, I had surgery to have my gallbladder removed. And I was in the process of healing probably 2 or 3 days after my surgery. And I remember I came downstairs for the first time, and I was sitting at the computer, and I saw he was ironing his clothes, because he's really prestigious like this. So he was ironing his clothes, and I turned around, and I see the shirt hanging as a blue button-up shirt, and it was hanging there, and all of a sudden I realized that the yellow tie is around it, like he's going to wear it that day. And I couldn't do anything but laugh. But I had my gallbladder removed, and so I was still in a lot of pain. And if you know me, you know I laugh really deeply and really hard. And so I was trying not to laugh, but oh my God, it was so funny. Because I turned around and I just see the yellow tie, and I couldn't help it. I just laughed and I laughed and I laughed. And the thing is that I never told him why I never had to tell him why I was laughing. I just started laughing. And he turned around and he sees me going, hoo, 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 hoo. And he just started busting up laughing with me. And he's like, I know, I finally found a shirt. I finally found one. And it's the dumbest things like that it's like, you know, we definitely clicked and we just got each other. And we didn't have to like apologize or ask to be who we were. We just were. And I don't know. The relationship that we had was fun. We had a lot of fun. We also had a lot of heartbreak. I think we loved hard, we played hard, and we also hurt hard. And so when I look back on that relationship with him, it's not, and I don't focus on the negative with him. I don't look at the negative and think, oh, you know, we were so bad for each other and blah blah blah. I don't believe we were. I believe we were great for each other. I just think our timing was off, and I just think we met like in the midst of the wrong time, completely. It's kind of sad because the love that I have from him, like even today, it's still there. Like if he came to me tomorrow and said, Trista, you know, like let's talk about this, maybe I would. I don't know. I'm just at this point in life where it's like, you know, I'm not gonna say no to something that makes me happy. And it's not that I'm chasing after him or that I want him back. It isn't even that. It's that the love that we once shared is never going to go away. That's eternal. We have kids together. We've raised our family together. That's just what that is. We have grandkids. It's true. And we're going to have more. You know? It just comes down to the fact that of who you do family with people, you become family with people, and you open yourselves up to people. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't feel that way about the rest of my exes. Like, not at all. It's really kind of sad, but I don't. I don't look at the rest of my exes and think, you know what, if they came back, I might talk to them about that. He's the only one. Yeah. At this point, yeah. I don't know that I would, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say no because I know who I am and I know I change my mind a lot, but it just is what it is. So I bring him up for one reason. He and I had a crazy relationship where love was great and love was lost. And like I said, I know situations can change with people. I'm not saying that it'll never be blah, blah, blah. But in a specific moment in time, when a guy shows you who he is, believe him. Believe him. They're not going to tell you anything. They're going to lie to you. Guys will lie to get what they want. But if you're not putting out and they're not getting that from you, and they tell you who they are, believe them. Because they're not lying. They're going to be honest with you and say, this isn't a good time for me to be in a relationship, or I just don't want to be in a relationship right now. They're being honest when they say that. If they say, oh, I just think we should be friends, they're being honest when they say that. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to keep you too long today because I got to run, but I definitely just wanted to kind of elaborate on that a little bit and go from there. I definitely have learned a lot when it comes to relationships. I've learned a lot about forgiveness. If I had known what I know about relationships, if I had known that prior to my daughter's father, I wouldn't have been in any of those relationships probably. Because they weren't my friends. So that's the difference between my relationship with him and my relationship with pretty much every other guy prior to him. He and I became really good friends. And the friendship that we had was the vein. Because to be truthful, he and I have been friends for the last few years, close friends, up until about probably 5 or 6 months ago. And if anything, that's the part I miss the most. I miss my friend. I don't miss, I'm not going to go there, but I'm just saying, I miss my friend. I miss knowing that, you know what, hey, meet me for breakfast. I got some things I need to unload. And somebody who knows me intimately enough to know. I think that when you're single, that's the hardest part, is having somebody that and I'm not talking sexually intimately, I'm just speaking intimately as far as who I am at the core of my being, what I want out of life, who I am, where I'm going, the goals that I have. He speaks life into me, and he won't allow me to do things that don't honor God, don't glorify God, don't line up with the values that I have. He's just not that guy. He's not going to let me go get myself caught up in a situation that I don't belong in. He'll check me in a second and be like, hey, you're tripping. That's not of God, or, you're not supposed to be doing that. And he'll call me on it. And those are the kind of friends that you need. I'm not saying that you should be friends with all your exes or anything like that or whatever, but you need the kind of friends in your life that are going to speak life into you and say, hey, you know what? You're doing something out of accord. You're doing something that isn't going to line up with what you want in the future. So is that really what you want to be doing right now? Is going on that date really going to be the best situation for you when you know that you know this and that about this person? So, when he really will just jump all up on me, and he's not afraid to say no to me, and he's not afraid to check me on things when I'm doing something that's not right. So, yeah, those are the kind of people you want in your corner. But again, I'm going to run. We're going to check into this tomorrow. More, maybe not on him, but on the next thing. I'm going to run. Have a good day. Have a good evening, you guys. The sun's starting to go down, and it's like 3:40. So you can see it's like here. It's crazy. Have a good evening. Love you guys. Bye.